react when someone told you that everything you've known to be true, from the functions of a light switch to the location of your house, is false? David Hume, a Scottish philosopher, introduced this idea, formerly known as the problem of induction. So induction is a process of reasoning that we use every day. Put simply, induction is used as a form of reasoning when a person observes something in the real world and forms new knowledge when the observation is consistent throughout time. For instance, we know that the sun will rise tomorrow only because the sun has risen the day before and in the past. This means that our knowledge is based on past experiences and past experiences only. Induction is essentially the basis of all of our knowledge, whether it be predicting the weather or trusting scientific laws. So Hume points out this flaw in our reasoning. Our entire knowledge is based on past experiences, which we cannot guarantee to happen again in the future. Scientific laws are not technically laws. Rather, they are assumptions based on repeated observations, which could be disproven at any time. This is called circular reasoning. We see here in the motion of a circle, if we ask the question, why do you think the sun will rise again tomorrow? Because it has always risen in the past. And why do you think the sun will continue to rise the day after and the day after that? Because the future has always reflected the past so far. Because the sun has always risen in the past so far. So induction is being used to justify induction. And this is a huge flaw in reasoning as it questions the validity of our knowledge. So now I present the problem of induction. The problem of induction can only be solved by us having knowledge about everything in the world, almost like an eternal being. Unfortunately, we know that that is not possible. So the first thing I would like to point out about Hume's argument is that if we cannot be sure about anything in this world, having to question everything, why should we learn at all? And this problem of induction can lead to existential nihilism, making people believe that nothing is worth doing or learning. Rather, wouldn't it be the best to assume that the way the world is now will always be this way, to avoid such nihilism? A more logical counter-argument would be that Hume uses the same method of logic to prove this problem of induction. His argument is that we have to question our validity of our knowledge because what happens in the past does not always happen in the future. However, his only supporting evidence is a reference to the past. In the past, there have been instances where the future did not reflect the past, and so we cannot assume that past experiences will happen again in the future. The same line of reasoning used by a person who argued against this exact reasoning shows that we are limited only to this type of reasoning. And if this type of reasoning is the only form of reasoning we can engage with, maybe we should embrace it as a valid way of gaining knowledge. Thank you.